The ad hoc committee set up by the federal government to investigate the impact of crude theft and pipeline vandalism on Nigeria's oil production has proposed the restructuring of maintenance and ownership of the oil pipelines. Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, made this known to journalists as part of recommendations presented to the National Economic Council in Abuja. State House correspondent Ayobami Kwashe has more on this report.
22.6 million barrels of crude oil estimated at $1.3 billion is reported to have been lost to oil theft in the first half of this year alone. This is what the report presented to the National Economic Council indicates.
And that if this situation is not contained, by full year we would have lost in excess of $2.7 billion US. The losses that were recorded for the first half of this year were broken down into as follows. The Nembe Creek trunk line, the NCTL, lost 9.2 million barrels. The Trans-Niger pipeline, the TNP, we lost 8.6 million barrels. The Trans-Forcados pipeline, TFP, we lost about 3.9 million barrels on that line, while the Trans-Escravos pipeline, TSEP, we lost about 877,000 barrels.
The ad hoc committee is set up to address the issues, however, recommending urgent steps to stop the trend.
That there is a need to restructure the maintenance and ownership of all pipelines as a way of tackling the perpetrators of crude and other products. That we should have a legal framework that will ensure that criminals are duly prosecuted, imprisoned, and their assets confiscated. That there should be special courts to try offenders and also have a special legal task force to coordinate the prosecution of arrested offenders, as well as train special judges to handle cases of oil theft. That NNPC should engage with the National Intelligence Agency, NIA, to identify the markets for stolen crude petroleum products across the continent.
Meanwhile, the sum of 100 billion naira has earmarked for the implementation of the National Livestock Transformation Plan. The plan will be launched in Adamawa State.
The plan is not targeted only on cows, but a holistic strategy to address animal husbandry. The plan has 6 pillars. 1 is conflict resolution. Number 2 is justice and peace. 3 is humanitarian relief and early recovery. As to the IDPs. Then number 4 is human capital development. Number 5 is cross-cutting issues. And number 6 is economic development. The committee proposed and implementation guidelines to guide federal government and states.
The National Economic Council also gave the business outlook for Nigeria. The report shows considerable progress has been made in the ease of doing business in 22 states.
Which is the committee, has in the past 3 years achieved the following. We've moved up 24 places in the World Bank Ease of Doing Business ranking, and 32 Nigerian states, led by Kaduna, Enugu, Abia, Lagos, and Anambra states have improved in their ease of doing business environment. And that an independent survey adjusts Nigeria's reform as impactful in terms of reduction in time, cost, and procedures of doing businesses.
The Council also asked for clarifications on the relationship between the Council and the newly established Economic Advisory Council. The economic team was set up by President Muhammadu Buhari to replace the economic management team that was headed by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. From the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Ayobami Kwashe, reporting for Core TV News.